Hey, yo, what's good, fam? It's your guy Raymundo. Now, Marvel, you know you messed up, right? You know that old saying, everything you do in the dark will eventually come to the light. And the way that y'all did Jonathan Majors was just flat out dirty. I mean, I get it though. I don't like it, but I get it. Let's talk. Yo, first off, I want to give a mad shout out to each one of my subscribers. I really appreciate your support. And to everyone checking out this video today, I hope you are having the best of days and I hope it gets better, truly from the bottom of my heart. And if you are not subscribed, if you like entertainment, if you like shenanigans, if you like a honest perspective, consider clicking that subscribe button while you're at it. If you want to click the like button, the notification button, the buttons, just click all the buttons, just not the thumbs down button. We want to stay away from that button. But if you must, I guess it's no way that I can really stop you. You know, I don't understand how you would sleep at night, but to each is their own. But yeah, let's get to it. So why did Marvel honestly release Jonathan Majors? Well, everyone was under the assumption that it was solely behind the legal issues that Jonathan Majors was dealing with. And well, although that was partly true, according to industry insider Daniel RPK, it appears that wasn't the entire case. It looks like Marvel, in so many words, they lost faith, they lost the confidence, they lost interest in the Kang character. Now, was that Jonathan Majors solely? No, it wasn't him. It was the character of Kang. And if you understand, this is a numbers-based business. Any good business is always generally based around the numbers because that's how you can tell what's really going on. And where do we start from there? Well, we look at Ant-Man and the Wasp in that quantum mess that they made, and they made it a movie. But I mean, I get it. It wasn't heralded as being one of the best, but let's take a look at the numbers. The movie itself cost $320 million to make. Worldwide, the movie only brought in $470 million. Now, some may think, you know what? You got your money back. You're no longer in the red. You're actually in the green. This is good, right? Well, not according to Marvel standards, especially when you have the likes of Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool and Wolverine. Like all those movies, they cracked $1 billion. Easy. And well, this wasn't one of those cases. And when you hype someone up, and not necessarily Jonathan Majors, but the character himself to be the next villain, to be the guy for the foreseeable future, you want to see a rave return. You want the numbers to speak for themselves, and they didn't. So that right there, I believe, is the major reason as to why they decided to part ways. And they used the legal situation as a scapegoat to not really admit that they messed up. And I think honestly that is just, it's weak. You know, you could have came out in a presser or just had a line or two saying, you know what, just looking at the direction of things, Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't do what we thought it would do. So, you know, we're going to make this slight pivot, and nobody would have been mad. I mean, you couldn't have been mad if you expected to reach a certain peak and you didn't get that. I get it. You know, I understand, but you didn't say anything. You just said, hey, we'll let them think what they want to think and we'll just move forward. That kind of lets me know that you're not really worried about the thoughts of the consumer, considering that, yeah, we like Jonathan Majors. We feel like he's a next up and coming star. You know, it's not like he's a legend. It's not like he's Denzel. Like we expected him to have this stellar performance. I mean, nobody's performance was really worth mentioning. I mean, one of the major highlights of the film might have been maybe Bill Murray making an appearance, or uh the blob thing, uh putting his blob in Ant-Man's mouth, and you know how that goes. I'm not trying to get censored here, all that. But yeah, let's get back to the point. I think it just would have been better if a statement was made. Like I said, it wasn't a highlight film by anybody's regards. Was it his strongest performance? Absolutely not. And well, generally, people give follow-ups. They may get second chances with multiple movies. In this case, you saw at the end, there was a preview for Loki stating that Jonathan Majors would be back. And it's just like, okay, you know what? Cool. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to see Kang again a lot sooner than most anticipated. And Loki, I mean, the show itself was stellar. I mean, the performance of all the actors were just amazing. And one of those standouts was actually Jonathan Majors. So if we don't necessarily get the box office hit that we thought we were going to get, and we follow up with this, and now it's raved as one of the better shows, you know what? We should be able to salvage something. We should be able to get something back based off this result. And I don't think Marvel thought that was the case. I think that Marvel thought, you know what? Let's just kind of, let's just move away from this. People honestly don't have an interest in Kang. Let's move in. Well, RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., he comes into play. Now, the director of the Fantastic Four, Mark Showman, he said he knew that Robert Downey Jr. was going to be Dr. Doom. And well, he said, yeah, I knew for quite some time. I couldn't tell you. I knew, but I couldn't tell you. And now I can tell you. Now I can spill the beans. And that makes me think, when was this decision made? Well, it had to have been made kind of early. And I don't think they would have made it prior to the release of that. They made it after the release. So I think it was after the results of Ant-Man and the Wasp. And there you have it. I mean, the decision was made. They said, you know what, let's go ahead. Let's just move forward. And well, the idea of recasting was thrown out there, but at the same time, now you look at other issues you may have to explain for if you decide to go in a different direction. And then, not saying that it's an area of typecasting per se, but just the idea itself complicates things if you have to ask uncomfortable questions, and you really don't want to be in that situation. So you know what they said, versus going down this road, maybe we won't recast them. You know what, let's just write off the character altogether. And that brings up another point. How are you going to just write off Kang? Like, it doesn't make sense to write him off. He is a part of the Marvel lore, like the history of Marvel. He is one of the main villains. It doesn't make sense. And I know some movies come out and they just go sideways from where the comic initially was to I guess the cinematic universe. And this might have been one of those situations, but I don't think it's one that makes sense. I feel like you have to have Kang in the MCU, and I get it. Like I said before, it was not a highlighted performance, but knowing what you can get, knowing what is there on the table, knowing that a fan base wants this to continue, I think Marvel needs to honestly revisit. Now, I get it. They're already on a path where we have RDJ as Doom and we're going forward with it. And that's cool. That's fine. But I think they really should just be honest with themselves and say, you know what, let's do the right thing. Let's bring Jonathan Majors back. Even if it's not in a massive major role as you once intended it to be, I would say at least just bring him back. Because you can only get positive reviews from this. I mean, it can only go up from here. You're only going to increase the expectations for your fans based on what they've already seen from Loki, not Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, but from what they've seen in Loki. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. What do y'all think? Why don't y'all comment below? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Comments, I'm here for it. My name's Raymundo. This is Raymundo Speaks, your #1 spot for all your shenanigan and entertainment needs. Until next time, lock in, like the vid, subscribe, Lego.